Love. Some would say it took a backseat when the pandemic forced us apart. As a family-run and proudly Canadian-owned company, Charm Diamond Centers saw the need to bring us together with tales of love and created the Canadian Love Map podcast. Since then, we've shared hundreds of real, uplifting stories that prove love conquers all. So thank you for listening. We couldn't do it without you. And remember, love starts here.
This is a true Canadian love story.
We were meant to be together.
I can't imagine my life without you.
Honestly, he's the light of my life.
It's nice to be in that tractor beam of love.
I'm her biggest fan.
I think I knew I'd lost my heart again.
I knew I wanted a marriage like that.
Difficult roads can lead to very beautiful destinations.
Well, love is the most important thing.
Well, because I have Down syndrome, and I always say this, it's the least interesting thing about me. It really is. It's a part of me, but it's not all of me. It's something that I just have, but I do so many other things that people may not think that's always so true about me.
Hi, I'm Nancy Regan. Today's love story belongs to Madison Tevlin, a young woman from Toronto who was born to entertain. She was also born with Down syndrome, but as she says, that's the least interesting thing about her. Madison created a pilot on YouTube called Who Do You Think I Am?, aimed at challenging stereotypes. Now it's a TV show on CBC Gem in which she interviews others who know what it's like to be judged in superficial ways. She's on the right platform because, as you'll hear in this episode, Madison is a gem. This is the Canadian Love Map. Okay, Madison, I am a huge fan. And I know that you have lots of fans. So how does it feel to have so many people watching what you're doing right now?
It feels really good just having people watch me right now on TV. It's a big deal. I never thought myself would be on TV. It's really cool to see myself up on the big screen.
And you're just so fun to watch. Do you know, one of the things I love about your interviews is that you have a natural sense of curiosity about people. Do you agree with that?
I do agree.
What do you love most about your job?
Oh, okay. There's so many reasons why I love my job. So just talking to so many cool, interesting people and getting to know their stories of who they really are.
Mm-hmm. How did you get into entertainment? Tell me that story.
Okay, so all my life, I've been watching TV, just be on my computer and listening to music all my life. That's something I was just born to do and what I love to do. So that's how I kind of got into it. And then I did some other TV shows as an actor. I was on the show called Mr. D. It's a Canadian show in Toronto, and I was on that, and that was a lot of fun too. So I did all those things, and it just felt like good. Like music was like all around me, so that's something that was just I loved. And when you put music on, I just cannot help myself not to move.
Oh, isn't that a great feeling? It moves you, doesn't it?
Yeah, music just does that to me. It is that feeling inside of me that lets my emotions just come through, and I just shine.
Well, you're also shining as an actor, but I'm curious to know how you got into acting. What was your first acting role?
So my first acting role was on the show Mr. D. That was my first ever, and I was 13 years old when that happened.
You started big.
Yes, I did.
And what was it like?
I didn't know how big it was going to be until I got the show.
Oh, I see. So
I got the part.
Tell me about that experience.
It was a great experience. I loved everyone there. It was so much fun to be around. And every day I went to work on set, everyone was so funny, making me laugh all the time and just doing things. That just felt good. And it was filmed in Halifax. So a lot of the stuff was in Halifax. So it's pretty cool to see myself doing that.
Well, I'm sure you brought a lot of joy to the set as well. What is your secret to being a good actor?
My secret of being a good actor? I don't really have a secret, but it's probably more than a secret. Like, people already know this.
Yes.
And more like So when you practice makes perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So practice makes perfect and make you a better person. So when you do that, you may fail, but get up on your 2 feet again and do what you do and just keep doing it. And that's how you'll get better at it.
Yes, that's beautiful.
And always follow your gut feeling. It's never wrong.
And is it fun to pretend to be another person?
It is. So my role on the show is Ricky. So as Madison, as Ricky, they're 2 different people. This person had to fence, but in real life, I don't know how to do that. So it's really cool to see myself in a different person's body and doing something different that Madison Tevlin would not do.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. So you were doing acting and then you decided, I'm sure you must have been getting more comfortable in front of a camera.
I'm a really natural on camera. When someone just puts a camera on me, I can just let everything out. But before I do that, though, I need to have music in the background to really get me into the zone.
Oh, yeah, into the groove.
Yeah.
Were you like that as a small child?
I was. But music was all around me. My family was all involved with music. My uncle was in a band. He plays the piano, and my nono plays the accordion. So that's how I got into my life, through them. And then I just had lots of music around the house. I've been blasting it, singing, top of my vocal cords, like everything, having so much fun with it. And sometimes my sister and my mom in the house would be like, Madison, can you please be quiet for a minute? And I just wouldn't let that happen. So I always have to go somewhere else to do my thing so they won't not be bothered, because my sister does school and my mom works. Because with COVID going on, I would have to be home, right?
Yeah.
So I had to move somewhere else to do my thing so that I want to let them be distracted so they could do their thing too.
Well, that makes me laugh, Madison, because I have a son who's a singer, and I felt like that. Sometimes I had to say, because he was always just bursting into song, and it's like it's coming from inside you.
Yeah, it's a really good feeling.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. I know that we have your mom on the line. Can we ask her what you were like as a child?
For sure you can.
Hi, Grace.
I am. I'm trying to focus on my driving, but I am here. Hi, guys. I'm listening as best as I can. My brother's actually in the car with me. Uncle's with me, Madison.
Oh, hi, Uncle.
Hi, sweetie.
And so he's just holding the phone for me, so it's perfect. But what was Madison like as a child? She was always full of sass and really loving and oh, she's super creative. Yes, there was music always playing in the background. There's always music in my house. We grew up, like she said, with a family that, had lots of music always. Extremely loving family. Takes a village. Madison's always been exposed to a whole village. Everybody was always there to help whenever we needed it, right, Mads? And we have a full house all the time. But what can I say about Mads? I mean, she's super diligent. She's focused. She's hardworking. I've never seen anyone work so hard. In the movie, she just finished filming a movie, and Madison was up at 6 rehearsing lines the night before. She did whatever needed to be done. So I would say she's always been a really hard worker and really smart. She's smart. She's a smart cookie.
All right. When did you know
and I
she
like
was
getting things done?
Oh, you like getting things done. That is so
when
good.
Something is not done, I had to do it right away. Like I had to, like for this podcast, even I had to make sure I was ready for it. Like if something, I leave something, I just can't go without it.
She needs to know everything's done. She's super organized like that for sure.
I think I might need some lessons in that, Madison.
No.
When did you know she was an entertainer, Grace? And then we'll let you go. I know you're driving.
What do you think, John? Let's think. That's really young. I have videos of her probably about 4 or 5 years old dancing to Spice Girls, and that's yes, she would know all the songs, right, Maddie? Stop right now. Yep, she was very young. 4 or 5. She started speaking very soon, and entertaining was part of our nightly, rituals at home for sure. She put on a show with her sister, and it was lots of fun to watch.
it was not just that also because I love doing karaoke and stuff too.
Right. For sure. You did that too.
Sometimes when the music is just in you, you've got to let it out, right, Madison?
Right.
Okay.
It's something I do.
So tell us about movies. You are in Palm Springs today. Is that why? Because you're shooting a movie?
That's not one of the reasons why I'm in Palm Springs. I'm just enjoying my time here. But I did just finish filming a movie with Woody Harrelson, and Bobby Fairley is the director of it. That's all I can say right now. But I hope I can talk about it soon.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, we're going to be in touch. I hope you'll let us know when you can give us more details.
For sure I will.
This podcast is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, Canada's largest family-owned jewelry store. They are proud to be putting love on the map, and the staff at Charm Diamond Centers are thrilled to be a part of your love story too. So visit charmdiamondcenters.com or one of your local stores. Love starts here. Now let's talk about your own show, which sort of started on YouTube. Would you say so?
Yeah, I would say so. So basically how I started this was I did 2 pilots just for everyone to pick it out to just see what I did. So basically this how it all started. So there's so many reasons why I want to start Who Do You Think I Am? If people don't know me, I'm a big talker. I love asking lots of questions and really getting to know someone of who they really are. So I reached out to my friend Sylvia, who's a producer on this show, and she had the concept of me talking to people to break down stereotypes and barriers. And I love this idea. So then we gave it to CBC, they picked it up and loved it. And this is how Who Do You Think I Am was born.
Wonderful. Was it an exciting day for you when you found out that you were going to be making a move from YouTube to CBC?
Yeah, it was a really big deal for me because we literally just did 2 pilots. And then from there, it just became a big thing after that. And now it's like 10 episodes in one season with so many interesting different people that I got to speak with. And all of them were just so much fun to talk to.
And it's real talk, Madison. It's really beautiful. I love your idea of showing who people really are, because a lot of times in this world, we judge other people or we think we know.
And just at face value. And it's not right. We all want to be treated the same.
Right. Now,
as everyone else.
What did it feel like to you at times in your life when people judged you at face value, as you say?
Well, because I have Down syndrome, and I always say this, it's the least interesting thing about me. It really is.
I love that.
It's a part of me, but it's not all of me.
Right.
It's something that I just have, but I do so many other things that people may not think that's always so true about me. I'm not always a happy person, but I maybe look like that on Instagram and on my platforms. They think I'm always happy, but that's not always so true. Sometimes I do have my ups and downs, and that's totally fine. Like everyone has that, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So that's kind of what I'm doing.
That's great. So how do you choose your guests?
There's a variety. So my friend Sylvia, who's a producer, she comes up with a big list of people that she thinks that I could talk to. And then I collaborate on it as well and pick who I really want to speak to as well. So some of them was like Juicebox. I got really into Tyler Shaw, the Brick Papaya, who's an influencer. So those 3 people really stood out to me. And Anne Purnell, she's part of the Canadian Baking Show. So those 4 people, and I gave that to Sylvia so she could see that. And then from there, I got some input. She had some input, and then that's how she made the list for me.
I can't help but wonder, Madison, I'm sure that there have been times that people underestimated you. Do you love surprising people?
I do. Even Anne said this in the show as well. She loves underestimating people, but with them not knowing what to expect.
Yes. Then you can really take them, you can shock them by how fabulous you are.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, tell me a little bit more about Who Do You Think I Am? What do you hope for this show to be able to do?
Well, a lot of things. I want them to really get to know someone and just talk to them that looks different than them. I just really want them to take the chance to talk to someone and be like, oh, so you have Down syndrome or you're in a wheelchair? That doesn't matter. We all do things, and I want everyone to take that from that and learn from it and not just say something out loud and think about what you're going to say before you say someone to their face.
You are making a really big difference in the world by helping people understand that we all have differences and giving them a look into people's lives. That must feel really exciting for you to be able to help people change the way they think.
To help and push them to a new level that they think that other people can do exactly that they're doing. But they probably don't think that way.
Right. So your show's name is Who Do You Think I Am? Let's turn the tables. Who is Madison?
Okay, so I'm a girl. So my name is Madison Tevlin. If people don't know me, I'm Madison Tevlin. I once thought my dream was of singing and acting. And I also signed with a modeling agency as well. I'm signed with them.
Wow.
And I do so many fun things for them.
Well, you did an amazing cover of John Legend's song, All of Me. And I've listened to it over and over again. You are a beautiful singer. But it's interesting because in that video, you talk about how people with Down syndrome have a challenge singing. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so some people with Down syndrome have low muscle tone, so they can't sing. But I'm proving everyone wrong by doing that. I was born to sing and something that I love to do. So it was, as I said before, and my mom said, was all around me. So that's all I knew what to do. It was music and talking.
Yeah, I like the fact that you defy a lot of expectations. You surprise people, as I said. You know, this is a podcast about love, Madison. And I'm curious, what does love mean to you?
Love means so much to me. I have so many people that I love, and I always will have a place in my heart. But it's really hard to narrow things down of what love actually means to me. I can go on forever with this.
It seems to me that you may love a lot of people, but you're also putting a lot of love into the world through what you do. Do you feel like that?
Sometimes I do, yes.
I'm sure you hear from people who are very grateful for the love that and the light that you're putting into the world.
Yeah. And there's also lots of love to go around for my friends and family.
That's good. You're not going to run out of it?
No.
That's good.
I have a big heart towards everyone.
That comes through, Madison. And I think that's a big part of why you have so many followers and so many fans.
And that's what love means to me.
Yeah. What do you love about yourself?
My personality and spunk I bring to the table, for sure. I'm a fun person to be around, and just partying with all my friends in my house over some music, food, and drinks.
Is there any negative side to being famous?
Negative side of being famous? Not really, actually.
Good. Wow, that's great.
It's more positive than negative.
That's really important. That is fantastic. And I'm dying to see what you do next. So,
well, thank you.
What are your big plans for the future?
My big plans for the future? Hopefully to have a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
And travel the world.
Where is the number one place you would love to go?
Hawaii.
Oh my goodness. That is exciting. Yes. I can picture you playing in the waves on a beautiful beach in Hawaii now.
Yeah. And with the hula hoops.
Yes.
And I have a hula on my head.
Doing the hula. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a grass skirt,
and
maybe?
feeling the Spain vibes.
Yes. Oh,
And
fantastic.
then Spanish music. I love Spanish music.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about interviewing people? Is there anyone who is your number one guest that you would just love to talk to?
There's so many people, and it's really hard to choose just one. But probably Shawn Mendes, because I really do like him and I want to know his story and what he's all about. And okay, so as I said before, I just finished a movie, so Bobby Fairley is the director of it, and his son AB is someone that I really want to interview next.
Oh, that's terrific.
Because he has a really good story to tell to the world, and I want him to show his light and what he brings to the table.
And
and I just really love him.
is that the main thing you love about interviewing people, sort of amplifying their light, like showing off their light to the world?
Yeah, I do.
That's a really great gift. Before we go, I wonder if there's anything you'd like to say. So we have lots of people listening right now, just like on your show on CBC. You have the opportunity to deliver a message. If you wanted to inspire people, what would you like to say to them?
To believe in yourself and be confident in who you are. That makes you a better person.
Well, you're a pretty great person. Well, thank you both so much.
Okay, thank you. Bye, guys.
The reason,
Bye.
Addie,
Oh.
you can tell me, the reason you're in Palm Springs is because you're hanging out with your grandparents who have spent a couple months there. Yeah, so that's why.
Oh,
That's
wonderful.
why you're going to head over to LA and be a Hollywood star was the next thing.
Yeah, exactly what my mom said.
I can't.
All right.
She finally admits it now that I'm on this podcast.
I can't wait until you get your star on the Walk of Fame.
Oh, it's going to happen, girls.
That's so great. Thanks, Madison, so much. I really love talking to you.
Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. I was so happy.
Oh, my goodness. It's such a treat. I just can't wait to see what you do next, Madison.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening to the Canadian Love Map. If you love us, please subscribe and share. We'll be back next week with another love story to add to the map. This podcast is presented and made possible by Charm Diamond Centers. It's hosted by me, Nancy Regan, and is produced and distributed by Podstarter.
This
has been
a Podstarter
production.